I just realized there's another negotiation strategy that I need to pick up, and I'm making this as an early New Year's resolution again. Um, I learned from my experiences. I do private tutoring, and I've learned from my experiences that every different client, you need a different way of handling even the same thing. I have a big problem with clients who like to cancel appointments with me. Not intentionally, but they think very lightly of it. I think part of the problem is that, again, I look so young for my age, especially in relationship to the subjects that I'm tutoring in. It's not unusual for me to tutor somebody who's older than me, actually. And that can put a relationship imbalance almost. And people don't think very heavily about canceling on me. You wouldn't think very heavily about canceling on if I canceled on a 10-year-old child, I might have a different perspective. I might be more concerned about upsetting his feelings more so than his financial situation, right? It's a different power kind of feeling. Anyways, I had a client who had canceled on me, and I think I handled it in the wrong direction, and I wish I could have read him a little bit better. We were going to meet in a common place. This was 2 miles away from where I was living at the time, and I didn't have a car. I had to walk 2 miles, which is okay. I need exercise anyway. I kind of regret getting the car now. I'm not getting as much exercise as I could be. But anyways, so I walk there and he's not there, and I call him, and he tells me if I ask me if I got his email or not. So I put on my computer, and sure enough, he emails me like 30 minutes before the session begins, which is too late for me to see before I have to head out, obviously. That his niece turned 6 years old and he wants to spend time with her, which is honorable, but birthdays aren't unexpected events, right? He should know that, right? He should have known that for 6 years that her birthday is going to be today, right? Um, and my first reaction was to almost say "fuck you" into the phone, but I realized this is one of my best clients. He didn't lowball me. He usually comes well prepared. It was the first time he had canceled in. I've known him for 6 weeks at this point, maybe. Can't remember the exact details. But I just remember it being a really gusty and cold day, and it was one of those days. I would have preferred to stay home, if not to build my tutoring reputation. I get a lot of these clients from word of mouth, and I painstakingly went there, and now I have to head home, and not a very good feeling. But I held myself together, and I wished his niece a happy birthday. And a couple days later, see, now I'm having this bad feeling. I have to walk 2 miles to do this job. And when I get there, I'm not sure if he might cancel the last minute. He now set himself up for this reputation. And it made me uneasy about going there. And I might have used to go there 5, 10 minutes early. Now I just want to get there just in time. Oh, because I'm never sure, And if I get to, if I'm sitting at home and I have to head out to the library where I'm doing this, and I want to listen to music for 5 more minutes, or write some computer games for 5 more minutes. Now the decision is more tilted toward staying home, right? And it became a lose lose situation almost. Anyway, so the next day I go there. If I remember correctly, he canceled on Sunday, and this is a Tuesday that we're doing another session. I go there, and it's a 1 hour session. I was charging him $40, and I thought I'd do a little social experiment, if you will. I would tutor him for because I know we can go on and on and on, and he needs a lot of help. So this time I tutored him for about 75 minutes. I gave him an extra 15 minutes. I want to see if he would pay extra for either the extra 15 minutes or for the session that he had canceled the other day, which I had walked so far. He knew I didn't have a car. We were doing a problem involving physics, and I had mentioned my car accident and some of the physical aspects of it. So he knew I didn't have a car at the time. I didn't emphasize to him that, hey, I walked 4 miles and you canceled on me. I didn't emphasize it that day, but I think he could have put two and two together. And so anyways, so I go back 2 days later and I give him an extra 15 minutes of the session just to see what would happen. And he gets up to leave. Actually, he wouldn't have gotten up to leave except that I, uh, I waited until it was 15 minutes over the time. I look at my watch and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go. And I wanted to see his reaction. He's like really smug. He pretends he doesn't notice. It's 15 minutes after, and he pays me the usual $40. And I was just a little bit heartbroken. He didn't apologize for the being late. He didn't apologize another time for he apologized when we were talking on the phone, but it was very indirect. He had sent an email and hoped I didn't notice. Then I get there and I call him. I mean, my phone was on the whole time, and I guess he was hoping to downplay it. Email maybe he figured if I responded to it, he didn't have to look at it. Phone calls are maybe a little harder to dodge. And then he comes in Tuesday as if nothing had happened, and then he conveniently goes over 15 minutes just because he can. And so he gives you the $40. And my heart is thinking, I didn't want to actually count out the money. I collect paper money. So when I got the money, I could feel it was $40. But I didn't use my eyes yet because I didn't want him to see it was a social experiment. And so he leaves, and then I carefully count the money, and sure enough, it really is $40. I was hoping my eyes were deceiving me because my heart was sinking fast. Oh, it just didn't have a good feeling. But come to think of it, had I recognized my client a little bit more, I probably could have handled it a little differently. And on the Tuesday when I saw him, maybe asked for another session for deposit, or to pay for another session advance and deposit, and explain to him because I live so far away, and I really would prefer if you cancel ahead of time. He was one of those people you just have to do pure business with. But I didn't recognize that until the very end, and it put a dampen to how well I could have done the tutoring because now I'm afraid I'm going to go there and waste my time, and I'm not going there as well prepared as I could have been. And now it incentivizes him to want to cancel, right? He never canceled again, but it could have pushed him toward getting a different tutor or canceling more or maybe make it very difficult for me to raise prices in the future. Whatever the case is, I eventually worked with him for another. Uh, I worked with him for a total of about 3 months, and it looks like I might work with him again in the future. But I really wish I could have read him correctly. I feel I put myself and him in a lose lose spiral because of that. Thanks for watching.